25 years ago, a young woman made a decision. She was alone. She was frightened. She was holding a baby she did not know how to explain. And so she told a story. She told her son that his father had died before he was born. A good man, a kind man, gone too soon. She told that story so many times over 25 years that there were moments, quiet moments alone, when she almost believed it herself. But Daniel never stopped asking questions. And last year, Daniel found something that made the story stop making sense. And today, in this courtroom, the truth that Margaret has been carrying for 25 years is going to come out, whether she is ready or not. This is AI Paternity Court. The Paternity Court content, characters, and storylines presented in this video are entirely fictional and generated using artificial intelligence. Any resemblance to real persons living or deceased.
Good morning. Danielle, you are here today as the petitioner in a very unusual case. You are requesting this court's assistance in establishing the identity of your biological father. You are 25 years old. Your mother, Margaret, is here as the respondent. Daniel, please tell this court in your own words what brought you here today.
Your Honor, I grew up my whole life being told that my father died in a car accident 3 months before I was born. My mother told me his name was Robert. She told me he was a good man who loved her very much and that he never got the chance to know he was going to be a father. She kept one photograph of him, just one, on the shelf in our living room when I was small. I used to look at that photograph and wonder what he would have been like, whether I looked like him, whether he would have been proud of me. When I was 24, I applied for a copy of my birth certificate for a job application. Your Honor, on that birth certificate, the section for father's name is completely blank. Not Robert, not any name at all, just blank. I asked my mother about it. She said it was a clerical error, that the hospital had made a mistake. I accepted that for a while, but it kept bothering me, so I started looking. I hired a genealogy service online, and Your Honor, they found no death record, no accident report, no obituary, no grave. No record of any person matching the name and description my mother had given me dying anywhere in this country in the year I was born or in the 5 years before or after. Robert, the father I mourned my entire childhood, does not appear to have ever existed.
Margaret, your son has just told this court that he found no evidence that the man described as his father ever existed or ever died. What do you say to that?
Your Honor, I have been dreading this moment for 25 years. I knew it would come eventually. Daniel is too smart and too determined for it not to come up. I always thought I would have more time to find the right words. And now I am sitting here and I still do not have them.
Margaret, I am going to ask you a direct question and I need a direct answer. Is Daniel's biological father alive?
Yes, he is alive.
Margaret, I want you to take your time, but I need you to tell this court the truth, the complete truth, starting from the beginning.
Your Honor, when I was 26 years old, I was in a relationship with a man named Edward. We were together for almost 2 years. I loved him very much. I believed we had a future together. And then I found out I was pregnant. And everything changed.
What changed?
Edward had a family, Your Honor. A wife, 2 children. I did not know about them when we started seeing each other. I found out when I was 4 months pregnant. His wife called me. She had found my number in his phone. She told me everything. She told me about the children. She told me that Edward had done this before, that I was not the first. And she told me that if I pursued any claim against Edward, she would make sure that I never worked in my profession again. She was a very powerful woman. She had the means to do exactly what she said she would do. I was 26 years old. I was alone. I was pregnant. I was frightened. And I made a decision that I have questioned every single day since then. I decided that it was safer for Daniel and for me if Edward simply did not exist. If I created a different story. a story where Daniel's father would gun Mila's mother and who died before he could hold his son. I genuinely believed that it was better for Daniel to grow up with a beautiful story than with the complicated and painful truth.
You let me grieve someone who was never dead. You let me stand in an empty grave, my imagination, my entire childhood. I used to talk to Mama. I used to lie in bed at night and talk to my father, who I thought was gone. And he was alive. He has been alive this whole time.
Daniel.
I am not angry, Mama. I want you to know that. I am not angry. I need to understand. I need to understand everything. And I need to know who he is. I need to see him. I need to know if he knows I exist. Does he know about me?
He knows. I told him when I was 6 months pregnant. He offered money. He asked me not to contact him again. And I never did.
Margaret, does Edward know that Daniel has been searching for him?
Yes, Your Honor. I contacted Edward 2 weeks ago to tell him that Daniel had found out the truth and that this court case was going to happen. I told him he needed to know.
And what was his response?
He said he would come. He said after 25 years, he would come and face it.
Daniel, I need to tell you something before we proceed any further. Edward is here today. He is in this building. He has agreed to participate in these proceedings and to submit to a DNA test. The results of that test are in this envelope.
In this building? Right now?
Yes, he is here.
And that is when the door at the back of the courtroom opened.
Your Honor, my name is Edward. I am 61 years old. And I believe I am, this young man's father.
Edward, please be seated. We have the DNA results right here. Before I read them, is there anything you want to say to Daniel directly?
I have been thinking about what I would say if I ever found myself in this moment for 25 years. I had speeches prepared, long ones, explanations, justifications, reasons. And now I'm sitting here looking at you, and I understand that none of those words are the right words. So I will just say the only thing that is actually true: I made choices 25 years ago that I cannot take back. Choices that were wrong, choices that cost you something that cannot be returned. And I am sorry.
I have the DNA results in this envelope. Are both of you ready?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
In the matter of the biological paternity of Daniel, 25 years old, the DNA results show
The results of this DNA test will be revealed in part 2 of this episode, dropping next Saturday on AI Paternity Court. 25 years of questions, one envelope, one answer. What happens when Daniel finally gets the truth he has been searching for his whole life? And what happens to the family on both sides when that truth comes out? Subscribe right now so you do not miss part 2. We will see you in court.
Hit that subscribe button and come back next week for another explosive case.